Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms. Welcome to the channel. Guys, today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should summon for Vorn and Hex this weekend. And it's pretty much going to be a no, but I want to go over these heroes and kind of explain just actually how great they are if you decide to go for them anyways. Anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alright everybody, so what we have to work with here this weekend coming up, it's going to be a Nascent Divine Summoning. We have the Crazy Invocation and Crazy Divines, and then we have the Special Divine and Special Invocation and Spirits as well. So this Nascent Summoning is going to be that one of those banners that during the event, the first legendary hero you summon is going to be guaranteed to be an unowned hero. So if there's that one hero that you don't have, and you would like to try to pull it and it's a normal summon, you have a chance to get a hero that you don't own. Now, you don't have to worry about too much about it until you get to it, but on Saturday when this banner comes up, it's going to show you an actual list of unowned heroes or the options that you're going to have for an unowned. So you don't have to worry about trying to figure out what it is or who it is or who the options are at this time. You can kind of just wait until you get there. Then there might be some really good ones, you know, something like a Nezha. Maybe you got like one Nezha sitting there, a Beelzebub, you know, who knows, just a couple of heroes that you would really like to have. And this might be very valuable to you, even compared to a limited exclusive that we know is coming, and two other heroes that we know are coming, and there's another one after that because we know are coming, and even like the collab heroes coming up. It's going to be a crazy couple months here, I think, coming up right now. So you want to probably be pretty strict with how you're going to spend your summons. All right, so on the Special Divine and the Special Invocation of Spirits here, we're going to have Vorn, Hex, Voroth, Osiren, and Medan. Now, for the epics here, Voroth is not really something you want to go after. When he first came out, I thought he was amazing. I always say this. I think he's a pretty cool hero in general, the way he looks, the way his kit sounds, even as an epic, because he has a specialized attack speed. I thought it was going to be pretty great a long time ago when he came out, but it just doesn't really play out that way, even with the attack speed being increased by 800 on his Northwind axe here. But he's still kind of neat, but I wouldn't really pull for him. Osiren is a hero that some people like as a cultist mage. My big issue with him is that his cost is 25, but he can carry you through some content. But I'd rather just go with a Navros or something, you know, along those lines, and you can just shard summon him or fuse him, I guess, if you want to say. Then we have Medan, which is a healer that a lot of people end up with pretty early on, and she seems great, but she falls off pretty darn quickly. But she does have a nice defense increase and some heals going on here as well. Now we have Vorn. We'll talk about Vorn a little bit. The Piercer Esotericist faction hero. He is essential for the poison meta comp in Abyss 1 or any kind of single target teams against APOC 2, APOC 1, Nightmare 4, Nightmare 3. If you have yourself Nastia and a Numera, you have that poison explosion squad going on and you're missing a Vorn, or you just want to try to up your game by getting a couple of awakenings on Vorn, it would completely make sense. So he's just basically going to allow you to place multiple stacks of poison on whatever enemy you're attacking. I think it's 2 at a time, maybe up to 3 if I remember correctly, but yeah, I think it's 2. But anyways, he can place multiple stacks of poison. Nasty is going to put out an extra poison damage multiplier, and then Numera can actually go and activate all those poisons at once, which is very cool and very destructive when it comes to bosses. He's super essential. As for the awakenings here, on the Awaken 1, we have that shield break to 3 allied fighters instead of 2. Shield break is another big part of his kit. Kind of works like Setram. When you apply shield break to your allies, it increases damage to shielded targets by 40%. Is another reason why in Abyss 1 he's so strong, basically against any of the Guild Boss 1 style bosses, because they all have shields. So anybody that has shields, they're gonna help break those shields really well, especially if you're early game and stuff. Awaken level 3 is Flesh Warp can be cast 2 consecutive times. And then Awaken level 5 is enemies inflicted with poison deal 25% less damage to the hero. Each time the hero deals damage to a poison target, restores HP to the hero. It's kind of like more of a fail-safe for himself. But the Awaken level 3 is where the damage kind of caps off, unless you really want to count the 5% penetration. Very strong hero, big part of those comps. Guys, you need to have him in order to really just blast off with the poison explosions teams. All right, so Hex, this one is gonna sound kind of crazy. So I put him, we talked to D's, I think it was Dr. D's, we did the marksman with, yes, it was Dr. D's. We did a whole bunch of tier lists for mages, fighters, marksmen, and I think in this sense we talked about the highest DPS for marksman as single target. Now, I always argued for a long time that Hex was going to do more damage than Silas, and Hex does do more damage than Silas when he has these Cards of Fate comes out, and I think it's because we have the, where is that, the Fool here. He was 500% damage 3 times, and I think at Awaken level 5 he gets the Joker, which is 400% damage 3 times, and he's going to basically increase each damage multiplier of them by an extra 30%, which is absolutely insane. But on that Awaken level 3, he's basically able to, on Nightmare 4, stay in ultimate form the whole time. The whole time. You maybe have like a couple seconds at most where he's not in his ultimate and he's just popping off. As far as a marksman go, he's basically able to keep up with Kagiri very closely when there's barely any other heroes that can do that. We have Kagiri, Sumukong, now Sergei kind of keeps up with him pretty well, kind of in that same range. And then we have Hex, and Hex is just gonna blast off and just do tons of damage on those guild bosses for you guys. I personally use him on my APOC 1 team because my APOC 2 is pretty stacked, and he basically brings me up to like a 200k hit on APOC 1 almost on his own. He essentially just keeps taking down the boss every single time he rotates into the next phase. It's absolutely insane. But because he's also part of the Infernal Squad, you can bring him in there with a Soul Cadence into Abyss 1 and do quite a bit of damage without having any of these other key heroes. But you can pair him here with Lord Phineas and get a penetration or a crit damage increase very nicely from him, and it does a ton of damage, guys. Hex is unbelievable, but the big key with our guy Hex, let me see if I can find him here. Oh, yep, Awaken level 5. Otherwise, also just check this out once. I want to show you this really quickly here. We're gonna go to our plans. I'm gonna go ahead and put his BP here on 126.2k BP. That's respectable. That's respectable. But the key for Hex is going to be the Suture of Caprice. So you want the Awaken level 3, and you want the Suture of Caprice, and you're just going to be stacked. Increases single target damage by 30%, and then can rapidly draw those cards during the ultimate, which I just said at Awaken level 3, he pretty much stays in the whole time. And he's relatively simple to gear as well. Hex is an absolute GOAT. Now, we do know, if I want to change my screen over here, we do know that we have some new heroes coming up very soon. And if you want to see those heroes, you can go ahead and head over to war.prospector.gg or join the Discord. I have links in there as well. We have Violet of Vane, we have Akira, and then we have Gretchen. Akira is going to be the next limited exclusive. It's coming up very soon, so you're going to probably want to hold unless you're somebody that spends. If you are somebody that spends, by the way, go ahead and use that exclusive link at the top of the website. You can get a 10% discount on W Gold or bundles if they sell any. We do have Akira coming up, and these heroes are all pretty strong, right? We're very excited about these heroes coming up. And then we have Violet of Vane. I'm going to just show you a little preview here. There she is. And then we also have Gretchen, who didn't have a title, so I put George's friend up there. That works for me, George's friend, Gretchen. But yeah, and she's going to be a very cool hero as well. And Violetta is going to complement the Infernal Blast squad really well, and then kind of goes along with the whole Hex theme. But yes, this is going to be something you're going to want to save for. We also do have the collab heroes from Assassin's Creed eventually going to come up as well. Does that mean you shouldn't summon until the collab heroes come? Not for me personally, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say you should just skip because there's collab heroes coming up somewhere down the road, a couple months from now or whatever. But I do say that you should probably hold. I kind of stuttered when I said that, like you should probably hold for these 3 heroes because they are pretty cool. And I think you guys should go and check them out on the website and see for yourself what exactly is going on. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your plan is for this weekend, if you're going to pull on that Nascent banner or go for Hex or Vorn. I'm curious to see how many people are actually going to pull. And also, if you wouldn't mind, if you're going to pull, if you're going to spend for sure, head over to discounts.prospector.gg. Click one of those buttons, Smile 1 or Code Shop, and you get a 10% off on W Gold. If you're gonna even buy those packs inside of the game, you should always buy the W Gold from these sources just to get them a little bit cheaper. And a lot of times they're running top-up events. But anyways, guys, I've been the Prospector. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.